So if you've just joined us, we have live inside of the studio Omar Smartkid Currie, and we just want to welcome him to the studios of the Bridge 99 FM, and we also want to welcome our Irie Jam Radio listeners and viewers, and of course, you know, we also have a co-host, and that's Beauregard, and he's the co-host with me, and on the Irie Jam, he is the host of the Corporate Hour, and we're also streaming live to the Tri-State as we speak, right? So, welcome. So, here he is, Beauregard. This is Smartkid. I'm sure you've seen Smartkid Records.
Bless. Give thanks, you know? Yes. Yeah, man, give thanks and bless up the world, you see what I mean?
All right, perfect. All right. First thing, just tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of how you entered the music business, because I know you have an interesting story. Let's talk about that.
All right. First, I have to give all praise to the Almighty and, you know, give thanks, you know, just to be here and just to have this interview. It is very personal, you see what I mean? And in addition to that, starting out in the music industry, it wasn't an easy task, but personally, going to school, you know, is like we've been doing things and in respect of our journey in terms of knowing our purpose, you know, that guide us in terms of what, because just as how the physical body itself need good food to provide energy, that's how the spiritual body itself need good words to really motivate it. So music, you know, I get connected like that in terms of listening good music, like from Bob Marley, Garnet Silk, and you know the movements with my brother Dan in terms of how everything go. But you know, that's where it all started, and you know, from there, here am I now, you see what I mean? But in the process, you will hear more as we go further in the interview.
Okay, so this young man was actually one of my son's best friends.
And still.
and they dreamed music. Yeah. And what Currie is doing now is what they've been dreaming about from ever since.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know that this is like a dream come true.
Yeah.
So Beauregard has a few questions for you too.
Oh, sure.
Yes, man. Bless up, Omar.
Give thanks. Yeah, man, give thanks.
Let me ask you, where in Jamaica did Smartkid Records company get its start?
All right. First, it all started in the mind, but respectfully, we're located in Greater Portmore, St. Catherine there. That's where we have our recording studio there, which, you know, we equipped to do vocal recording, mixing, and etc. And the list goes on, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Go ahead.
And what made you decide to pursue a career in artist management? I heard Mama Kelly mention that you also manage artists. What made you decide to pursue a career in artist management?
All right. It's not a one-shot thing in terms of what made me choose that task. It's basically knowing my purpose, and as a light worker, we live to be the example of others in terms of we lead by example, and starting out in the industry, as Auntie Elise said earlier, based on Dan, which return in the afterlife now, my guardian angel. You know, we always aim to do our best in everything, and respectfully, based on the opportunity which I've seen a lot of talent here and outside Jamaica really would like to get that breakthrough, you see what I mean? And for me to create that space, you know, to help create mindset, I think that was one of the gifts which could actually give back, you see what I mean? So currently I also manage Runkus, you know, alongside Paula, which is my co-manager, you see what I mean? So it's a good energy, so it's not a personal choice, it's a calling from the Almighty, I would say.
Right. It was interesting that you said that, and I'm sure it's also a calling from the community, because you are in a space that's thickly populated, which is Portmore, and I'm sure having an additional studio in a space like that is good news for the community.
Very much good news, because I've learned along my journey that difference is what brings success, and in the process what I know with discipline based, and it was easy for me where discipline is concerned, because as you know, Dan, you're going to hear him name a lot in this, because he's a part of the journey and still a part of the journey. So discipline was our main target in terms of how we apply ourselves, and most people would look at us different because they feel like, say, boy, that's the hard way to go about it, but it feels good, and being in your own self, speak from your own mind, it helps create that mindset, and people just fall in place. And I must tell you, I'm blessed to really have a lot of different talent who renowned talent as well, just as upcoming talent, to visit our space in Portmore there, and everyone, no matter how them behave unruly, them come and them show respect there.
I'm happy that you said so. I'm happy that you said so, and I never asked the question. Portmore, we never ask him how him deal with the unruly people. Them ready there,
Yeah, man,
no, me don't ask him.
Them, everyone respect. Everyone respect what Smartkid stand for, and I say this to make it clear that it's okay to be yourself. People will appreciate you for what you really stand for, and when you stand for something, that doesn't mean because the world don't appreciate you yet, that mean you're gonna go against that. You understand? So that is where faith chips in, and as Dan Vice would always say, boy, Currie, you know, say, I fool them people that
Dan is actually my son.
Yes,
who had a birthday yesterday.
Yeah,
but he's not here in the physical flesh anymore.
There with the man.
But he's, them call that young man name so often that is, they really help me to keep his memory alive.
It is.
So, I tell you, let me tell you how, life goes on and death is just not a reality. Currie's here talking about Dan. And can I tell you that I had a dream the other day.
Yeah.
Just before his birthday. And he dreamt me wearing braces. And I'm like, Dan, braces?
Yeah, auntie.
But life is just so interesting. Because here is his friend now sitting beside me wearing braces.
Yeah, man, that's how we do it, man. We're up the thing.
And I'm like, that's where this is coming from.
I mean, as you said that, where Dan is concerned, to each and everyone who know Dan and do get a chance to meet him physically, personally, in school, it was always an amazing journey in terms of who come across the relationship that we share as a brother, because people use us as example, because things that we normally do in school, that's something I personally wouldn't trade, you see what I mean? And going through the process of school, I can remember a particular incident which, when I passed my exam for stats personally, big up stats massive, Lutan Fyah, large up yourself too, me never know some pass, for tell you the truth, because normally, your thing come out in a paper and them things. So when me reach back at school now, which is new day, all age, it's like, teacher say, what you do ya? You pass exam. So me, I say, me pass exam. Yeah, so me have a cousin now where, R.I.P. to him, say me, go to big up yourself, he's a police officer, him lose him life, say me too. And everything, you see what I mean? But the truth is, go to is a man full of drama. When go to attack, pass exam. When the computer see your paper, throw it up. So the most stirring from there, but long and a short tweet is like, in school, I must say, yo, what you do ya? September morning, everybody gone a new school. Me return to my old school, and teacher say, I don't believe some pass, man, because me not see my name on paper. Long on a short tweet, she bring me to the principal office and she say, good pass I get. So same time, phone and them thing never too popular. So me stay and go at the phone box and call home, collect and say, uncle, me pass exam. I say, what you say you pass? I say, which school you pass? I say, stats. So same time now, I make my way home, and the following days, like, it's a different journey for me there, because, most of the things I personally have to take on for myself, and, saying that to make it clear, my auntie wasn't foreign at the time because she's like a mother to me, see what I mean? So, uncle just bring me to the school and say, so it's school there, you understand? So if you sign up the paper and them stuff, that me have to go through all of them process there. But going through that process, that's the time when I actually meet Dan physically. You understand? But I learned that our brothership and friendship, or whatever terms you want to call it, was long before that. It was even before I born. Because the name Dan given to Dan, none of my family up to today, I never recall call me by my given name, which is Omar. It's Dan them call me. You understand? Right throughout. So it's like to see the old vibration in terms of how the Dan and the Dan come about, and you know, so we there in school and we meet, and you know, we use a little nodded style, like I wouldn't know Dan, you know, him a look for you, and he look down and him nod, and you know, we was there, and you know, sorting out the paperworks, and in the process of that, you know, I must say I always and will always appreciate love Dan, because he is more than a friend. He's everything that you could ask for in a genuine friend where loyalty is concerned. And that is why today I'm here just to show the world that it's okay to have true friends, to have true brothers. And we can talk much more about Dan, but you know how that energy there goes.
I tell you, can you
it's
imagine?
Energy.
Can you imagine if him talks about Dan, you can imagine when them put me through, because them time them about 14, 15.
Yes, man. Yes,
I tell you, say,
yes,
whoa.
Yes, man. Let me tell you, man. Dan, I mean,
everything Dan get.
Yeah,
Dan say, Mommy, I want for Currie.
Yeah, yeah, man. I tell you, even all right. You see the movements. In terms of the music now. I mean, personally, in school, you know, Dan always loved the sound system. And you see, Killa, big up on yourself. Even though there wasn't my favorite, still in no disrespect, you understand? But Killa was Dan favorite. I mean, I say, based on this, I'm mighty, you know, Dan. And that's how we stay. So we used to normally get the cassette, and most of your money we get Dan. But we do with the money. We got kgs, and we buy equipment until we decide, say, not disrespect to no one. It's not bad to work for no one, but from an earlier stage, we decide so we're not going to work for nobody. And, you know, we make it clear and work it out. And we used to have this Virgin, you know, I'm not going to call his name on the here, you know, and we used to follow him in terms of like him used to come school and, you know, big man for us still. But it's like, we look to him and it's like, I said, Dan, you know, see, we can't look up to this man, Dan, and say, yes, because he can't read, you know. So Dan face you know, film thing. I say, yeah, man. So I say, at least we have to sharpen up on we thing, you know, and we stay up and in the process going through, you know, the whole energy and everything going is like, you know, Dan say, right, here what going on now. This is where I go, because at one point at my home, you know, what you would call tough love. You understand? Them start showing me more of that because them want to be in control. But true, we speak from our own mind, our free spirit. You see what I mean? We know, so yeah, this is the energy there. And it's like, your money now start use different now, because I saw your money start spend when you get done now. So we start take it and buy a razor in a school. And, you know,
yes.
we start to...
I never remember that.
Yes. So it's like...
who was the barber?
Me, man, I trim him. I say, yo. So I say, I trim him in a school. I will start collect money. So we see it work good. And it work good, and it's like him come on, because as me say, everybody look at us, you know, because I mean, we are an example in terms of where discipline and respect is concerned, you know.
So, God, you realize where that start come from.
Man.
That start actually really did come from 2 or 3 youths at age 14 who always used to say, them not work for nobody, and any little money where them get. I remember being in New York, in Connecticut once, and we were shopped with them time. Remember the boombox? And him want a boombox, and at the same time, him have me up and down and look for a shear for cut people here. Anyway, moving right along. Moving right along. So let me ask you this about the studio now, though, because if the studio that you have, you used to do your own productions, how you balance the time for people who want to come and do their productions?
All right, you see, as we say, discipline, you have to first identify your purpose and work out, because I personally know everything that I want to do in respect of my time. I first be in control of that. You see what I mean? So even today, if me get up and we say we have this interview, you know, I have a list and I have a time, and I say, okay, yeah, because I realize consistency is what make the dream work, you understand? So balancing time, you know, that's how the bills pay in different angles, because we partake in different projects as well too, you see what I mean? So it's not like my studio is a studio where you would find a lot of people running, because the bag of yard something the full of man. me not dig that because we know how that spirit something they go, you understand? And I realize you get more work done when time you have less people just walk in and that, you understand? So it's very flexible for me in terms of how I manage my time because I first mastered that and that was from in school where we and Dan know so I know flicker thing we have a juggle when we are going to school Dan so all these things, you know.
Look here now. All right. So this project Prosperity is not a new project. Or should I say it's not your first project.
Yeah.
You had a project before. So briefly tell us about that project that you had before and then we talk about this project here now, Prosperity.
All right. In respect of previous project before, we work on Life Rhythm and we work of Set It Off Rhythm and also a project called Success of Discipline. So I mean, and you know, it's a very good vibration in terms of the energy that we put out because we know word sound is power, you know, and the universe respond rapidly. So in respect of this project now, it's a project that, you know, we say 10 songs that turn dreams into reality because as we said, our aim is to identify what give people the solution towards everything which is currently going on in the world now, you see what I mean? And as we say, word sound is power, so the word prosperity, just to repeat the title, you know, you should actually speak prosperity in your life because word sound, that's what it is on the vibration. So currently this project now, it's available on all major download site and streaming platform. In addition to that, it's also available on our website and we have some beautiful merch there, you know, from all age kids, etc., you name it, there on our website, which is www.smartkidsrecords.com. And you know, just to list few of the tracks there, you know, it features Tarrus Riley with Earthquake, Earthshake, and big up to Tarrus Riley and his entire team because when they came to the studio, they show real respect and genuine respect because even in the decision when I want to do the remaster for Discipline songs that Runkus originally done. Big up Runkus, my brother, you know where him there, see what I mean, because he's more than a friend as well too, because we work close on this project in terms of engineering and everything too. So big up yourself, Runkus, yeah. And in addition to Tarrus, as I said, you know, him never does record a song. And that's what I really love about the movement, including Sizzla. Sizzla never does record a song. Sizzla say, "Oh, smart kid, we're gonna crank again." You understand? so
have you heard any of the songs, Beauregard, from the project?
No, I haven't heard the project.
I started the interview with one of them, and that one was from
Lutan Fyah.
Lutan Fyah.
I give my best, and I big up yourself, Lutan Fyah. Always I show my love and respect.
But there's a song, Discipline, that Runkus does. You know that one?
Yes.
All right. That's a Smartkid record production. And he has done that one over with Tarrus Riley.
Tarrus Riley.
So Beauregard, any questions? Your time.
Oh yes, you know, with respect to all the projects that you have done and all the artists that you have worked with, what was your first breakthrough project for you?
All right, that breakthrough project, again, it's all in the mind, and this project called Prosperity, this is the project that we're currently focusing on, and in addition to the previous works that we have done, such as Life Rhythm, as you know, it's a journey, because if you notice, we said Life Rhythm, we said Set It Off, we said Success of Discipline, so you know, it's a growth, and now we're at Prosperity, so this is what we give the world, and as we say, 10 songs that turn dreams into reality. That's what we want the people them to feel and be prosperity, see what I mean? So in respect the breakthrough project, you know, we don't limit it to as a breakthrough project, you see what I mean? Because we've been doing the work, and you know, as you hear in that song called Evelyn Prayer, that's actually Spider, which is Dandan brother, son in that thing, you know, that's Dandan in that, in a saying, you know, so it's movements and getting the work done, you know, while the Almighty order are stepping us. So the breakthrough project, you know, if you on, you know, in addition, our people out there want to say this is the breakthrough, and
every project is a breakthrough.
Every project is a breakthrough.
It's a stage, it's a phase.
It's a phase.
So
it's that. I mean,
you remember them something about Beauregard? Hold on.
School is over for today.
Look here. Remember saying no, man. Primary school Jamaica, you can't forget where we take a break with Suko.
Yeah.
So we're live inside of the Bridge 99 FM studio, and we are joined by Omar Smartkid Currie, and he is a producer. He's also an artist manager. He is the CEO of Smartkid Record Recording Studio, and we're talking about his new project Prosperity. And there's no way that we could talk about this new project Prosperity and not include this picture here that I'm going to show you, because this project is just full of ancestral blessing. This is Currie's mom, a picture, the only picture that he has of his mom, and he put it on this Prosperity, the album. We have to mention them kind of things because you know, is a lot of ancestral blessings on this one, and I want that project bad still in Currie.
Give thanks.
Yes. So let me ask you this one as we wind up. We're kind of winding up now. What is it like as a producer in studio with the likes of Sizzla, Lutan Fyah, who are experienced artists? What kind of camaraderie is there? If you say to them, I prefer that, and them say no, I want to work out them something there.
All right. For me personally, again, I have to give thanks and give thanks to each and everyone who've been supporting us and respect me for what I stand for. I never once have a problem with an artist in terms of a renowned talent that they don't want me to do the work this way. Everyone respects Smartkid for what he do, because I always say difference is what brings success. And if you get up and you say, okay, you want to earn big, you cannot do that on $100 work ethic. You see, I mean, you have to put it so people see the work and people respect the quality time that you spend on things, and people watch how you're being organized. So with that, it opened a chance for them to trust me with their vocal, you see, I mean, and people merge in, and from there, so it was easy for me, you understand, because respectfully, it doesn't matter how big a talent is. If it just don't right, it just don't right, because I treat everyone with the same respect across the board, whether new talent or a renowned talent. It's just one love for me. So if I'm gonna get up and gonna work on a big artist song, and and I feel like I can give it that 100% plus, that's the same thing I will do for a new talent. So just to answer your question, it's not hard, and people will respect you again for what you stand for. But when you stand for something, you have to make it stand out.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So that's basically it.
Well said.
Yeah,
Your time, Beauregard.
And I noticed that you did some work with Jesse Royal, and you worked on his last album, which was Grammy nominated. Tell us about that.
Alright, big up Jesse Royal and his full team. Respectfully, that track, Like It Like That, I have to big up Runkus again, because Runkus is featured on that song, and that's the song which recorded at my studio. And everything just happened organic, because it's not like nothing that we mentioned there or you see out there was forced. Everything was in line with the Almighty. So basically, again, we have to just give thanks to how the Almighty order our step, and we have to just be disciplined, because that inner spirit, it speaks to us. So again, large up Jesse Royal, he was just at the studio with Runkus, and for me, as I said, most people would say that running something that we not do that something that you understand, and cause we're free spirit, and everything, as I said, just happen organic, and that's where the whole chemistry begins. And making music with Runkus, it's a joy, you see what I mean, because Runkus is not just an artist. Runkus is a musician himself, because guitarist, and he's a son of Determined, and so great talent, and definitely is the one that the world need to look out for. You see what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
And of course, he's you heard Currie mention before that his management of Runkus also includes Runkus' mom, Paula.
Yes, Paula Francis.
Paula Francis, right. And for the question that Beauregard just asked, for those who want more information, Smartkid, for his production skills on the track Like That by Jesse Royal featuring Runkus, has been included as a nominee on the Jesse Royal's Grammy-nominated CD Royal. So that's how the accolades come to Smartkid. Finally, is there anything you want to say before we go?
Yes, I want to bless up everyone and give thanks, because I'm so gratitude, is one of the sharpest tool anyone could use to carve their success. And so I just want to give thanks to each and everyone who've been supporting us, and I need them to go out and support this project called Prosperity. It's now available on all major download and streaming platform, and also our website. 10 songs that turn dreams into reality. And in addition to that, it's okay to be you. You understand? And be you. Identify your purpose. You see what I mean? And just press gas.
Press gas. You hear that? All right. So I'm loving so many tracks on the entire CD. I know that my producer's favorite track is Evening Prayer, without a doubt. Every time I hear him depart, that make me carry on and go on. One of mine too, Lutan Fyah. Very good. Kabaka Pyramid.
Yeah, big up Kabaka,
Kabaka
and his full team, Kabaka and his full team, and big him up, man, because, he passed through the studio and he was like, where Kabaka been coming back, like, from way back, you see what I mean? So, the history in music, we used to record at Bebra, because I used to have some talent before that I used to work with, and I normally bring them by the Skibbo Avenue there, Yeah, man, big up the full team. But it's just an energy.
And of course,
well.
I'm going to seal up the interview with Sizzla Kalonji.
Yeah, definitely.
I particularly love the Sizzla Kalonji.
Definitely.
I love the words. I love let me tell you what I love about it. You got a side of Sizzla Kalonji that a lot of producers don't get.
Definitely. And I think that you see when Sizzla doing this song first, it wasn't a one shot thing, as how people would say, and we cannot mention Leaders John, don't mention Fiona, because she was there in the process. And again, we have to big up Runkus, because after having these songs, like, to everyone it was okay, and it's like I said, no, something missing, and I still need to hear the arts. And I reach out to Larak, big up yourself, Larak. You see what I mean? Larak is the one who played the flute also in Discipline, you see what I mean? And I reach out to him, him play for the Marleys them as well too, so. And him never hesitate, and him say, I'm in Florida, and give me some time. And I think him gonna take like maybe 1 month or two, in less than 2 days. Nice. Send it, and so the energy was good. And as I said, Sizzla feel excited about it, and may I say, yeah man. And sing, and
big tune,
big
nice tune.
And everybody, it's now available on his Vivo as well too. And the organic view is right.
So, are you going to get a copy now? We're streaming live, right? So the whole of the tri-state listening.
Yes, definitely.
So how we going to get a copy? Me know you're going to work out how you're going to get copy to the other selectors, but my concern is Beauregard. Or you going to get a copy to Beauregard?
All right. It's easy because the physical copy, I personally can ship the copy to him. See what I mean? Because it's an honor to actually be on this interview. So. Being a part of this journey, it's a movement, son. Beauregard there, I'm happy that you joined this movement to help create mindsets. Yes. So we can actually get the information, and we can actually ship,
Or you can email.
Yeah, definitely we can. Yeah, if you're dealing with the physical CD, or you want the email, we can.
Yes, I'd also love a copy of the physical.
Yeah. But in the process, we can do the email, so I can get the email and I can share the full album with you there. And also my nana is on the 3-card cover too there. That's my grandma too.
All right, so we're running out of time. We had a lovely time talking to you, Smart Kids. Want to bless up the entire Portmore. Yeah. I know that Smartkid Records Studio is a hallmark in Portmore.
Yeah.
And the artists love it, and them give thanks and all of that. And you're gonna love the Sizzla Beauregard. Trust me, you're gonna love all of them. We don't really want to promote Sizzla alone, like say, you understand? Because you would have your different thing. Because same thing we tell you, say my producer Runkus him say. You understand me?
Yeah, man.
So nice talking to you again. And we look forward to promoting or helping with the promotion of this particular CD. Well done. And the history and the ancestry really make a difference to the project.
Give thanks.
Bless up, Omar.
Give thanks. And respect.
Right.